back to the Rex Reviews podcast for one final portion of today's show. As always, our favorite portion, the What If. And I think Mr. Rex has a good one cooked up for us.
So here's the situation, right? So remember, what's that guy who danced a lot with the cool hair?
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze, and he threw grenades like this with his elbows connected to his ribs, and he just kind of, what do they call this throw like this?
The T-Rex throw?
The T-Rex throw, yes. Ooh, got me. And he did the little T-Rex throw. Watch the movie Red Dawn, right? Patrick Swayze and all those other guys, they're sitting in high school or whatever is going on and driving around doing their thing one day, and all of a sudden the Russians, bad guys, paratrooping in, RPG through a school bus, like they're shooting everything, and you're like, oh my God, it's happening, right? It's time to save America. What are you going to do? So you run home and you have to escape out into the middle of nowhere. You don't know the situation. You just know it's really, really not good. And you got to grab one weapon, and that's it. And you got to go, what exact configuration would you grab just in the compulsion of the moment, and why?
That's a good question, man. Does anybody have an answer off the top of their head?
So,
I got one.
I'm ready for this. Charlie's ready to go with this.
If I could pick any weapon, I would definitely pick a long-range gun, something you can shoot out to 1,000 yards with. But if you've ever been in combat as a sniper, you can pretty much rule the battlefield. So that would be my choice of weapons.
Any particular configuration?
Well, are we using what the bad guys jumped in with, or are we getting to pick our ultimate weapon?
Well, this is so let's pretend that you have the ultimate weapon at your disposal, right?
Yeah, I'll probably go with a semi-auto 6.5 Creedmoor with a nice scope, and you could definitely do some damage with that.
Right on.
The 6.5, huh, Charlie?
Yeah, probably.
Just because it's versatile, or?
Yeah, it's got minimum recoil, and you can shoot out to like 1,400 yards with it, and you got a semi-auto. I mean, it's just a good all-around round for long distance.
And if you had to pick an optic to put on that, which one would it be, sir?
Well, I'd probably go with the IOR Valdata. That's just me.
That's not because Val's sitting in here, is it?
Well, maybe. No, just kidding. Just kidding. No.
Oh, dear.
It's an awesome scope.
Excellent choice, sir. Philip, how about you?
I believe I have to go with a HK PSG one.
Ooh.
So, you're still able to shoot. It's going to be like a round that's going to be, a round in a situation like that. You're NATO 7.62. So, I don't know. It's a good weapon.
And a very expensive one.
And it's very expensive. I would love to get my hands on one right now.
Yeah.
But they run about $10,000 if you find a real one.
Yeah.
So,
For those that don't know, the PSG one's like the HK91/G3 super precision model with the heavy barrel, and that's where that style with the giant, what do they call that deal? The palm
rest. Palm rest.
The palm rest deal?
Well, in its day, it was the prime, but in its day, if you look at the advertisement on it, it was only guaranteed out to 800 yards.
Sure. Yeah, cartridge limitations. Yep.
Is that the one that Mel Gibson used?
No, it's the one in that movie Sniper with Tom Berenger, that guy that was playing with him. he was carrying it.
But I believe
What's
he did.
that actor's name in Sniper?
Thank you, Charlie.
He was also in Tombstone.
Kurt Russell?
But no, it's awesome.
No, he's like the young.
HK build.
He's a pretty boy. He was the bad guy on Titanic.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
guy from Titanic. The bad guy in Titanic.
I don't know his name. He's got the bulgy eyes.
Starts with a Z. Billy's
He looks good in makeup, that's all I know. Prettiest man I ever saw. Actually, he's in Tombstone also.
Yeah, he's the pretty boy in Tombstone, the actor. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Good role for him.
Oh, yeah. That was the perfect role.
So a PSG one, I never would have thought of that, but that'd be definitely cool for sure. How about you, brother?
Hey, man. So I'm going to try to live this as real as I can, just like Red Dawn, So they had to do with what they had, So the most experience I have and what I have sitting in the safe right now that is the most, I guess, toteable, portable would be my old 7 mag, Remington 700 with thumb hole stock, just because it's proven it's a killer. I've killed multiple pigs, multiple long-range shots. So, yes, a long-range rifle, no doubt. But I've toted that thing all across.
So you'd grab Old Trusty, the one
Old
that you
Trusty.
have been proven
Yes.
with.
I'm very confident with, absolutely.
Okay. What the heck? What kind of optic you got sitting on there?
So right now, I have a Redfield. I mean, this is an old build I did back in the day. And of course, being a teenager with limited funds, I got what I got. And it was, dependable optic, and I've put it through its paces. So shout out to Redfield, by the way. Even though we're no way affiliated with them. But for sure, tried and true, old trusty, no doubt. That's what's sitting in the safe. That's what I grab, and not to mention that's what I have the most ammo for as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
So now, are we going primary and secondary, or just primary weapon?
No, we'll get to secondary after everyone's gone through primary first. We'll
Okay.
see. We'll see if we have time.
Yeah, a sniper rifle and a belt fed
Mall deuce.
for when they do get close.
With the sniper rifle, you can obtain many belt feds, right? Right?
It's like people always ask, like, the end of the world. Are you stocking up on food? What kind of food are you getting? I'm like, I'm just getting guns and bullets. I can get food.
Not a problem.
Casey Day, how about you?
So I'm not trusting myself enough to be able to defend myself, so I'm gonna go in hiding mode. So I'm gonna take a fireman's axe and I'm gonna run out into the most remote place that I can get, and I'm gonna try and just keep to myself. If I have to get a gun, I'll probably take theirs
With the axe?
The axe.
with my axe.
So you grab the axe to just... Are you going to build a house with this axe? That's where I thought you were going. Look at her. She's psychotic.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to defend against a long range rifle with an axe.
See, I thought she was going to say something like...
Hopefully there won't be a long range rifleman near me, but if there is, well, yeah, right. Well, they'll be a mile away. But I would honestly, like I said, I would try and hide and not draw attention to myself, and I'd find somewhere very remote, and I would use my axe to, like, chop wood and kill things, and if I had to get a gun, I would obtain one. I would get a hold of one.
Hardwood held a stock.
I would have tons of time to build a gun.
I would build a big fire and mold my axe head into a barrel.
It really seems like the long routes to get to the same place.
Yeah, that's
doesn't
what
it?
they call the long way around the barn, Casey.
Yeah.
Well, I'm taking a long route. I'm not. If I get into like actual engaged fire, I'm screwed. Like, if I gave them hell right off the bat, like I would lose for sure. So, well, wait. I'll go out somewhere where it's remote. I'll stay warm
It's your
and fed.
ticket into the eternal, perhaps. You know what I mean? Just fast forward straight past all the hard parts and just go straight into the bosom of Abraham. What's a bosom, Lou? Did we have this conversation before?
Oh, we've touched on the bosom before.
What is a bosom? I still don't know what thing is. Sorry. All right, we're deviating. How about look at Jesse? Look at
Well, there's a lot that depends on what's going on, what I grab, but it'd probably be
Oh, you got to get up to the microphone, bro.
something to drink. So I think being invisible, like we've kind of talked about this before, but being invisible is probably key. And we mentioned some people have mentioned like a suppressed 22 with the scope and about a couple big pockets full of ammo. Between that and a long range sniper gun, that would probably be where I would go. But
you just made my choice more difficult. See,
well, we've kind of talked about some of that stuff, but you can carry a lot of ammo with the 22, and there's plenty of that stuff laying around. So.
Yeah. But at 75 yards, you might want to go. You might want to go with the tomahawk if you want to be that close.
you do realize you'd have to wage asymmetrical warfare at that point. You can't just fight guys with big rifles, right?
Yes.
You got to be extra sneaky or something. Yeah. So
that's where the invisible part comes in.
Yep.
That's why you got a battle axe. That's invisible.
Tomahawk.
Oh, for God's sakes. How about you, Lou?
Well, my first instinct is to grab something big, like find a 50 cal. I'm sure one of you guys has one laying around, and maybe put that thermal thing on top of it. That would be awesome. My second instinct is cross compatibility of ammo. Want something that's readily available and that's you know, you can shoot with it. So considering that, I'd probably grab a slingshot. I'd team up with Casey, and we'd last about 2 minutes out
All
there.
right, we got this. Me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, if we could go back in time, I'd probably go with the AC-130 gunship and a radio.
No, that's an answer. I like that.
That's beautiful.
Magic Dragon.
Toss the magic.
Grab the radio. Yes.
What about you, Mr. Rex? Your ideal configuration, sir?
Well, I changed my mind. I like the radio idea a lot better. But no, like just out of compulsion, like I think that honestly, if I had to do it, it'd have to be something that was super rugged that I could absolutely depend on no matter what would happen. And it would have to be something where I could find ammo for it. And it would have to be something that like I'd be pretty familiar with how it's shot. And it'd have to be something also that would augment whatever I could find easily later. You know what I mean? So like I could find a lot of other stuff on the battlefield. If it was the Russians, I'd have no shortage of PKMs and AKs and all that kind of stuff. So you could always get that. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I would probably grab a bolt action, actually. Just because, like, you don't know if it's going to be extended periods of time. 5-10 years out in the bush, man. Like, stuff breaks. And so I would probably go for, like, something like I don't know, one of my Remington 700s with the AICS chassis or whatever. You know, something tough. And then, like, a real tough battle optic straight fixed 10 power on there. Yeah, a good quality one. And in a 7.62 NATO chamber with the 1 in 10 twists. Like I got a real heavy barreled one right now. It's got like a MTU contour barrel, 20-inch with the suppressor. That'd be fine enough to get a lot of other weapons to augment my buddies like Patrick Swayze and all those other guys. You know, so we could collect a lot of stuff pretty quick probably. But yeah, so I don't know. That's the way I would probably swing. But I do like the radio idea a lot better.
It's
so,
a good
so
thing
you're
we're
so you're
friends
saying
with
you'd keep it simple.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a common theme here.
Yeah. How about Val? Did you want to come over to the microphone and say something, Val?
I'm with Charlie on this one. 6.5 Creedmoor, semi-auto, baby. 4 to 2850 Recon. That's it. And a bunch of ammo, as much as I can carry.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when the poop hits the fan, huh?
Yeah.
What kind of poop we talking here?
Well, I don't know.
The Red Dawn or...
Yeah, who knows what could happen. But in the unknown circumstances, I'd always go towards the simplicity and ruggedness because I wouldn't know what's going on. But also reliability of performance. Like, and a solid knowledge of ammo. Because, like, I could imagine, like, something happening in my car trying to drive to my bug out location. And I have to just jump out the window with the weapon, and you only have like 5 rounds in your pocket because the rest was next to you, and you forgot to grab it. So I would totally want to be able to have like ammo laying around that I could use. Okay, so let's do this secondary weapon deal. What would be your secondary weapon?
My secondary would definitely be a belt-fed weapon, something with rapid rate of fire.
Okay. Do you have a favorite one of them?
Yeah, my favorite belt-fed's probably the Mark 48. It's a 7.62 like a saw, but
Okay.
that's one of my favorite belt-feds.
Okay, right on. Is that like a variation of the 240, or what is that?
Yeah, it's a smaller man-carried version. Oh, the Army has like a different name for it. Like
Okay.
So they call it the saw. We call it the Mark 46. That's the 5.56 belt-fed.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the Mark
yeah.
48 is the 7.62.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice and short, compact. I think it weighs like 18 pounds.
Sure. Yeah, that would get her done.
Well, that's when they get close.
Yeah. Gotcha. How about you, man?
Man, I'm gonna have to go with the shotgun, with the old scatter gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Phil, but definitely. I mean, I think the ultimate shotgun, the AA-12. I mean, it's clearly durable, right? I mean, it's yes, full auto. It's all stainless. You know, it's very less maintenance, and I mean that's what we're looking for, right?
The ultimate panic weapon.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. It'll get you out of a bind. It'll handle the situation close range, and it's compact, toteable.
Actually, the old 45-70 Gatling gun, that would be badass too.
Yeah, like Rooster
Civil
Cockburn
War, yeah.
style.
Yep.
Absolutely. like in Russia, like they watch a lot of John Wayne over there. If they saw some dude with a 45-70 Gatling gun with the eye patch on, especially, and a cowboy hat, just laughing and cranking that thing and sending rounds, you'd either like have the whole unit defect to you and be like, "Oh, it's the Duke, we're going with him," or they'd run like hell. Or at least it would throw them off their game because that's what they call psyops. That's really effective psyops right there. Like, they have John Wayne for real? Oh, God.
On a Gatling gun? What?
We did not factor this into our invasion scenario.
Good God, man.
I really hope they have subtitles for those movies. Otherwise, they could really misconstrue the whole thing. You know, there's just some guy drinking vodka, typing shit on the screen. We don't need a translation. We'll just make it up as we go.
Yeah, that's a fun game to play. Just
Philip,
filling in the
you were
words.
excited about a secondary. What were you thinking, man?
Well, I was thinking of, a shotgun, but Jones kind of stole that one. I was going to go with maybe a Sega or something, but since he took the shotgun, I guess I would go with maybe like a MP5, 9mm. I guess I'm kind of infatuated with HKs, so, I would want to go with something like that, I guess.
That's a very accurate close-in weapon.
Go in there silent, silent, suppressed, everything, so.
That's your sneaky guy weapon.
Oh, yes. Very sneaky.
Sneaky.
Casey Day, do you need a secondary weapon with a
I mean-
tomahawk?
She wants to
I'm obviously the
This
weapon.
is your
here.
chance to not die.
She's like, I'm going to go with 100
I'm
feet of
with
fire
it.
hose.
Catapult.
I got a weapon. I'm gonna put
So I
my
can set targets up and shoot at them and practice.
my my secondary weapon is gonna be a helicopter. So good luck.
Oh, goodness. Jesse, secondary?
Secondary, I kind of like the sniper setup because, like Charlie said, you can own anything you want with a sniper rifle. So, I'd probably be I suppose I'd have to go with the bolt action with scoped and suppressed. Then I think you could probably have whatever you wanted. But
You just kill and take whatever you want.
yeah, that's pretty hard to beat.
Rape and pillage.
My turn?
Yeah, what about you, Lou?
Well, after my slingshot failed,
You could get my helicopter. I'll let you come.
my secondary weapon would probably be Mr. Charlie Melton.
That's actually a really good idea. It's a really good idea.
Just
Will it be like a bat signal type thing with a CM?
Big CM
no, I'm just gonna
Cowboy hat with
I'm
that
just
hat.
gonna get behind Charlie and
Get behind Charlie.
point the way, sir.
Go.
Lead the way, boss. Yeah. Charlie Melton would be my secondary. Actually, he should be my primary.
Not a kangaroo. Yeah, kangaroos are bad.
Kangaroo's badass.
Mr. Rex, if you had a secondary,
Well, that's kind of like maybe where me and Jesse would kind of crisscross, because his choice was a 22 rifle, right?
Yeah, just a suppressed 22.
Yeah, suppressed 22 rifle. So actually, after I had my grounds covered for a decent medium to long range rifle where you could do pretty good, I would get a suppressed either Ruger Mark II pistol with a red dot on it or something, or a breakdown 10-22, those ones that break in half that you can just pack away. And that would be your food gathering rifle, your super quiet rifle, all the medial tasks that you can handle from 0 to 150 yards where you absolutely command the situation anyways, and you don't need energy on the target, where you just pop it in the head and eat it. You could feed yourself for a lifetime with a brick of shells in your pockets, and one of them. So that's what I'd probably do, is a 10-22.
solid answer, man.
How about Val?
I think I go with a FBK. Is that the American denomination? I think it's like a long barrel AK. Shoot 7.62 39. It's got a bipod, light, portable. Get a couple of drums if I could. That'd be good.
Pretty good choice, actually. That was up there in my list too.
What's quite the army we assembled there.
Yeah,
Really?
I believe we'll be ready.
So, you guys, who here has not ever seen Red Dawn? We've all seen that, right?
Have you seen Red Dawn?
You've never seen it, Casey?
No.
Really?
So maybe I'm off with my battle axe and my helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining things.
Yeah, the fact that we have these conversations is probably why we've never had a battle on U.S. soil since.
Yeah. Because that's what they do for entertainment. It's like, man, I really hope they invade. I want to use all this stuff I bought. They're like, yeah,
10-4.
never mind. Hell with that. Kim
I wish
Jong-un's
somebody
like,
would.
I don't think so. Yeah, we'll just pretend like we're tough. We're not going to actually go over there, though. Yeah, that's a very good point, though.
This is what we do in our spare time.
Yeah.
We just talk about
It's our
what
hobby.
we do.
Oh, dear Lord.
There would be a gun behind every blade of grass.
Yeah, Yamamoto, right? Yeah.
That's why they hit Hawaii.
There's also that other saying, beware the man with one gun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or a belt head.
Beware the man with one belt fed.
Which is why our forefathers put in the Second Amendment.
Amen.
What was your favorite part of Red Dawn, Charlie, in that movie? You remember the movie, don't you?
I do. That's where he drank the deer blood, right?
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part because it brought me back to childhood.
Yeah, did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, first deer.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad forgot to do it on the first one because he's so excited I killed it.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good shot, too, for a kid. You know, it's
He's
like,
like, hold on, we skipped a part.
yep.
missed
So the
them.
second one is like, all right, and it wasn't drinking the blood, it was eating the liver out of it. you know,
Yeah.
raw.
Heart, so you take a bite out of the heart.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea for bloodborne pathogens and
No.
and all that kind of
That
stuff.
can't
We'll
be
figure it out
healthy.
later, but
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still up.
yeah. It changes in positive ways. Maybe, who knows?
Well, it started as the old Indian tradition. They'd take a bite out of the heart.
Yeah.
And then it turned into people just drinking blood.
Yep. And maybe they're just really thirsty or hungry, man.
Just lost their stomach.
I
Yeah.
turned mine into jerky.
Yeah, right.
So, assuming that the internet stays up, this podcast show could exist in perpetuity for a while on the inner tubes. Somewhere down the road, our children, maybe our grandchildren, could look back
That's actually a horrifying thought to me.
think about that, man. They could listen back on this show and see what's happening. What would be a piece of advice that you'd give to the future if they were to listen back?
Don't let them do to you what they did to me. That's a deep question, man.
Was it too deep? Did I
Yeah,
cross the line?
why did you go so deep?
We were just trying to have fun, and you had to go and mess it up.
I got a decent response to that question. I would say the best advice you give, my dad gave to me when I was a kid. He's like, figure out what you love to do in life and figure out how to make a living at it.
That's good advice right there. How about you? You got anything you're thinking of?
Man, I'm trying to think pretty deep here. You know, I don't even have kids yet, and you know, making me think ahead. But definitely, you know, I want to leave behind a legacy for them. You know, to think about, to live by, and you know, if they had to listen to this, you know, they definitely need to listen to the previous podcast. You know, on ways to live life. But for sure, you know, I just want them to take nothing for granted, be responsible, and take ownership for your actions.
How about you, Philip?
Well, kind of Jones touched on kind of what I would be thinking, you know, just like how I, you know, want my son, him growing up, me to be able to show him what the good things in life and to always strive to be, you know, do the best and do what you love. So it's right along those lines.
Pave your own way seems to be a common theme here.
Yeah,
And don't be
definitely.
scared to do what you need to do what you were born to do.
Yeah.
I got you.
Oh,
Miss
man.
Casey.
We touched on earlier, like how you got one shot, you know, you got your one shot here, one shot there. It's more about taking that shot, I guess, is like always take it, you know, don't just sit there and you know that you have it and dread it and never do anything with it. Like you have one shot, you need to use it. And so do it and do it for the betterment of whatever it is that you care about.
If I had, boy, I shouldn't have even asked that question now that it's
wait.
my turn. Let's rewind. I'd tell folks, number one, love each other. Number two, don't be afraid. Fear cannot be an option. And I'd say number three, don't be afraid to love each other.
That's hardcore stuff. That's like what Jesus talks about and stuff.
Whoa, man. Whoa.
Yeah. Another good one that, yeah, don't worry about dying. Focus on living.
How about you, Val?
Well, since I'm a little bit older, I feel like we did a pretty good job with our daughter. She's very responsible, proud of her accomplishments. She earned her way through through school, and she graduated. She got a good job, so I'm proud of her. But yeah, that's pretty much what we try to teach her all the way through her young years. So it's very, very important.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Lou. You know how long-winded I can be.
Lay it on us.
No, I'd have to.
Old windy.
No, dude. I mean, I would redirect them to a higher power. That's all I would do. Because I ain't the smart guy, but I think that you guys are all actually correct in what I think the higher power is trying to get us to do, is to take care of each other. And to do that, you have to do what you're born to do. If you just stay positive, you know. I think you got to love God, but I think that means taking care of your brothers. And that means loving them, but also doing what's right, which sometimes means discipline. Sometimes it means encouragement. It depends on the situation. But just having that general point of aim, you talk about a natural point of aim in rifle shooting, a natural point of aim in life to love people for real sometimes means to lay down the smack, issue corrective actions, or reinforce correct actions. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. Maybe call me a hippie, but I would say love your brother, man, like you love yourself.
And I was just going to say, along with that, love yourself. So,
Yeah, maybe.
well, you gotta love the
But
person.
not too much.
Yeah, not too much.
Otherwise, you'll go blind and your palms will get hairy. Well, that was good there, guys. I think that's solid advice for the future. And if they ever dig this up from an alien dig or whatever.
Like in the pyramid?
Yeah.
Alien dig.
Yeah.
The pyramid with the dinosaur on top of it that they're trying to figure out what the hell that was all about?
Yeah. If they ever dig these tapes out of there, I think that's some solid advice, guys. Really.
No, it's good stuff, man.
Any final thoughts from the crew today?
God bless America, and watch out for our troops overseas defending our freedom.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
And also, thanks for all your service, man. It's hardcore service, so appreciate it.
I enjoyed every minute of it.
Rock and roll.
And thanks for having us down here, guys. This has
Yeah.
been a hell of a trip.
It's been great having y'all, and y'all definitely come on back.
Well, we'll be back. I can guarantee that. We'll be back.
We gotta go fishing.
Thank you for everything so far this weekend, guys. You all have been an absolute pleasure. The generosity, just too much. You guys are incredible, and our adventures will continue in the future. Be sure to check out Charlie Mike Precision to find out more about what these guys do down here in Texas. Stay in touch with us via rexreviews.org, and on behalf of Casey Day and TiborasaurusRex, Philip Hotzen, his lovely wife Jera, and their son Philip III, on behalf of Dusty Jones, Colt Cantrell, and Mr. Charlie Melton, the Rosses, Jesse and Diane, and Val Latu, I am Lou McCoy. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show that talks about God, guns, and rock and roll. We'll catch you on the next episode. In the meantime, take care of yourself and those you love. We'll talk to you real soon.